we're back. Welcome to another new episode of the Last Wave Podcast. We dive into topics like ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, nerd stuff, and conspiracies. As always, thanks for listening. It means a whole lot to us. Check us out on Facebook as well as Patreon.com. Patreon.com is a really nice little subscription service for content creators like myself. It's a real cheap way to show your love for the show and for everything that we do here. Facebook, we definitely have some really nice stuff on there. Articles, pictures mentioned in the show, all kinds of stuff. So we're definitely branching out. We just started a Twitter account as well. Finally getting some followers on there. So everything's moving along really nicely. But yeah, we're just kind of branching out and getting into all kinds of stuff. Fair warning before we start. I am a little under the weather. Have been this weekend. And what I do is I try to record 2 to 4 episodes every weekend, and then edit them, put them up during the week, etc. You know, trying to fight a cold, so bear with me. Probably won't do quite as many uploads this week. Really thinking about doing maybe 2 episodes a week, but longer. Cover multiple topics. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm gonna run out of topics anytime soon, but I don't know. We'll see. For right now, it's good. It's good with what we're doing. I'll take comments on that, by the way. Any kind of comments or suggestions that you have, please feel free to enter them below. Today, we're actually going to go over something kind of very interesting. Happens in a couple different places around the world. And it's called the hum. And people are reporting this very strange sound. It's like a dull hum that they're hearing, a throbbing sound that will not go away. In most cases, it actually gets louder at nighttime, but still never actually fades away at all. It robs people of sleep and understandably their sanity at some points eventually. The sound is heard in some of the most random places and small towns. Largus, Scotland, Bristol, England, Taos, New Mexico, as well as a few others. Similar instances happen in North Carolina as well, but it's like a much louder booming sound. So they're just sounds that have no known cause or origin, really. They just seem to exist and seem to happen. Only about 2% of people in hum affected areas can actually hear the sounds, and most of those people range between 50 and 70 years of age. According to a study done in 2003, people who hear the sound are known as hearers or hummers. Just sounds ridiculous to me, but I guess you got to put a nickname on something. Yeah, it does kind of seem weird to have a nickname. You could just be a person. Most of the hearers describe it as a low idling sound like an engine of a diesel truck. Hearers also describe it as scary, torture-like, and it makes you want to scream, in quotes. Most of the hearers have perfectly normal hearing. Sufferers can complain of headaches, nausea, dizziness, nosebleeds, obviously sleep disturbances. At least one suicide in the United Kingdom has actually been blamed on the sound, and that's a BBC report. So to me, it sounds like it could be an equilibrium issue of some sort, something within the head, electromagnetic frequency possibly. That messes with us, and that comes naturally from the Earth itself, as well as from all this other BS technology that's around us at all times. Everything like that, but the nosebleeds, could be explained. Everything but the nosebleeds could be explained by like a vertigo or inner ear disturbance. I said before, I am no doctor or scientist, but that's kind of what it sounds like to me. The nosebleeds makes you think it's, I don't know. That's a tricky part. Some of the sounds actually just start out of nowhere and don't quit. The one from Taos, New Mexico, started in spring of 1991. And residents of the area complained of a low-level rumbling noise. I don't remember where tremors happened. It might have been Arizona. Either way, it just kind of makes you think of tremors. Anyway, moving on. Residents of the area complained of a low-level rumbling noise. A team of researchers from Los Alamos National Laboratory and the University of New Mexico and Sandia National Laboratories, as well as other regional experts, were unable to identify the source of the sound. A few more places being researched because of the sound are Windsor, Ontario, Canada. The university there was actually given a grant to research it. In Bondi, a seaside area in Australia, they have been looking into it for years. Residents there have gone on to having music on constantly just to drum out the sound. It drives people crazy around here. This is a quote from some of the residents. Back in the United States, the Kokomo hum was isolated in a 2003 study financed by the Indiana City Municipal Government. Excuse me. Again, bear with me, I'm a little sick here, trying to get some episodes done. The investigation revealed that two industrial sites, one, a Daimler Chrysler plant, were producing noise at specific frequencies despite noise abatement measures. Some residents, however, continue to complain about the hum. So, what causes this hum? Most people who have put time into the research of phenomena are fairly certain that it is real and not a mass delusion or mass hysteria. It simply happens in too many places around the world. Industrial equipment was the first suspect, obviously, but this did not explain every area. Other suspects included the usual gas lines, power lines, electrical communication devices. As I've said, this stuff's all around us, EMF. Most people only know it because of ghost shows where they use the EMF detectors, but it's literally all over the place. I would have guessed power lines that are not done correctly or shielded correctly. Cell towers. You see these towers, and there are a number of antennas on each of them. Excuse me for just 1 second. Sorry about that. Again, just hang with me. Anyway, you see these towers, and there are a number of antennas on each of them, and they're actually owned by different companies, one right above the other on the same tower. That's including the new 5G that's coming out. It has a lot of people worried for issues just like this, and for plenty of other issues. But this wouldn't explain some of the earliest accounts. There's some speculation that the hum could be the result of low-frequency electromagnetic radiation, audible only to some people. And there are verified cases in which individuals have particular sensitivity to signals outside the normal range of human hearing. Like I mentioned earlier, this could be from any number of things. Could just be emitted by the Earth itself, and some areas are more intense, or some people are more sensitive to the frequency. There are, of course, the school of thought that the military outposts and experiments of that nature, HARP, all that stuff, it could be causing it as well. These theories have never really played out, though. So sadly, for ones affected by the hum, the only solace is white noise, things like TV and music to help keep their hearing busy, honestly. I couldn't imagine just never hearing silence, always just hearing something, even just a dull hum. That just has to be very unsettling. Again, there is no known 100% cause for the hum. I think most likely culprit is just background Earth radiation, electrical interference from something. That background electrical interference is there. You could sit by a TV and hear it. Some people just seem to be more in tune to these sounds and frequencies. So, again, another mystery that we can't put a final nail in, but I guess that's why we're in the paranormal field. So again, that's all I've got with this story. I do really apologize for, being under the weather. It is what it is. I just wanted to get some episodes done. And this is one I've been sitting on for a while. So bear with me. Once I'm better, I'll crank out a couple more episodes. But that's all I've got on this one for today. Pretty interesting story. Been going on, obviously, for a couple decades now. So just something no one can really explain, or someone really knows what's happening and they're not going to explain it. So either way you slice it, it's a rough thing. It's rough. Like I said, I couldn't imagine not hearing silence at some point. So again, that's all we've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with me through it. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Patreon.com, all of that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time.